Hello, everyone. My name is Brian, and I'm here from Symbaloo. Um, Before we get started with today's webinar, we'll be holding on just a few minutes to give those that may be running late or are logging on here just the opportunity to join so they don't miss anything. Yeah, we'll wait a couple of minutes, but in the meantime, for anybody that is here, yeah, if you want to go ahead and let me know in the chat where you're from, what you do, and we'll get started here shortly. Thank you all for joining. Hello, hello, all the way from New Zealand and Ukraine. Wow. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the compliment on the Telecaster. Do you play? Hello from California. Hello, hello. From Alabama, Texas. Hi, everyone. We'll get started here in just another minute. We're giving everyone that's maybe logging on or running a little late some time to hop on. So we'll give it about 30 seconds to a minute more. But let me know where you're from and where you're tuning in from and what you do, and we'll get started here shortly. Thanks again for joining, everyone. Oh, nice. Tell your husband we say hello. All righty. All right, let's get started, everyone. This will be recorded so everyone can refer back to it at a later time. But yes, hello, my name is Brian and I am here from Symbaloo. And today's webinar is all about the different account types that we offer, really so you can gauge which account type is right for you. If you are new to Symbaloo, or maybe you just signed up and are looking to see if you signed up for the right account, maybe just a great way to find out what really works for you. So before we get started, I do want to preface this with this little webinar series that I'm doing is broken down into short, digestible sessions, about 20 to 30 minutes long, maybe a little longer, depending on what I share here and the Q&As afterwards. So if you do have any questions during the webinar, please go ahead and type them in the chat. I will go through and answer some of those questions at the end. But yeah. Yeah, again, you'll also be receiving an email after the webinar with a link to the replay. You'll also receive a link to a Google slide deck, which has everything that we'll be covering today for you to also reference, at your own time and kind of use as a helpful guide to get started. So again, if you have any questions during the webinar, please go ahead and enter them into the chat and I'll go over them afterwards. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen and show you some Symbaloo goodness here. So there we go. All righty. So here we have a Symbaloo account, and let's get started just explaining what Symbaloo is. So what is Symbaloo? Symbaloo helps keep your digital life in line. We help you to save, organize, and share your favorite links and resources in a single place here using Symbaloo Webmixes, which is this grid here, and Symbaloo Tiles, which are these little squares that make up a webmix. And one more place you also can utilize is the Symbaloo PRO Webspaces, which we will discuss and explain in the webinar here. So let me show you on our welcome page a couple of the different account types that we offer. So Symbaloo offers personal accounts. These are non-pro accounts, no Symbaloo Webspace attached to it. It's just a simple account that has webmixes, tiles, and a couple of ways for you to share these with your, your colleagues, your students, your staff. Yeah, you can get creative with that, but it's a very basic stripped down version of Symbaloo with all the key and valuable resources or features that we offer. To take that a step further, we have Symbaloo PRO Webspaces, which are nice additions to any personal account. These can be removed and added, upgraded, removed, and all of your content will stay the same. So quickly to show you, all of your web spaces, or if you only have one, they'll live on the left-hand side, and you can upgrade them, remove them. But again, all of the content, the web mixes that you put together will stay there and will not be removed. These have been a couple of concerns in the past, but just to clear that up. To continue down the list, we offer account types as well, or web spaces for Symbaloo. I'm sorry, we offer web spaces for schools and districts. So we also have an account for libraries. And yeah, you'll see down at the bottom, we have a little overview of the different plans that we offer, along with pricing here. So we're very affordable and transparent in regards to our pricing here. So we have free teacher classroom accounts. These are ad supported with advertisements. You get a public Webspace URL, which we will explain down the line in the webinar. And this would be something such as yourname.symbaloo.com. If you do decide to upgrade and pay for an account or a web space, you actually have the option to customize that personal public web space URL. You also have the option to collaborate with other users in real time. So you can work together on your web mixes, just like in Google Docs. You can share, put these resources together, and then, save some time. So when you can shoot them out to your students or your colleagues, quickly that way. And you also have access to our Learning Paths tool, which is free. It's a step further in the concept of Symbaloo. With the grid here, we've just created a nice little pathway that you can then turn into a real-time assessment tool and sort of quiz and gauge your students' progress through assignments that you can put together. For the teacher, school, and district accounts, you do get a little more features and functionality, which you can see there. We'll have all this information linked in the slide deck, as well as additional differentiation and features there. We won't spend too much time on this here. But now let's talk about the benefits and the account differences, starting with Symbaloo personal accounts. So a Symbaloo personal account, they are great practical accounts to start with. Just as I stated, it offers Symbaloo's key features and benefits without the additional bells and whistles or complexity some may find of Symbaloo PRO web spaces. So if you just want to work with your Symbaloo web mixes and save, organize, and share these resources here, you'd start with the Symbaloo personal account. And as I stated earlier, the Symbaloo web spaces are extensions or additions there. So you can always add one to your personal account, remove it, or upgrade it, and it won't affect any of your resources or any of the work that you've put into your accounts here. Now, Symbaloo Pro accounts. These are the ones that live on the navigation bar here on the left-hand side. So I'll click on this here and you'll see this is my Pro web space. You'll see any resources that I've published to the web space there on the domain, and additional features on the left-hand side down in the menu. But Symbaloo Pro web spaces include some of the more powerful features that Symbaloo offers, giving you a little more benefit to enhance your learning environments, sort of everywhere, really. But these offer dedicated custom domains, which I referenced earlier. You can actually customize your domain. So I'll click on my classroom web mix just to give you a quick little visual. Up at the top, if you look in the address bar, you'll see mrbriansclass.symbaloo.com. Now with Symbaloo Pro web spaces, this is the domain that you get to customize. So you can choose the prefix part of it here, whatever you want to type in, and then the rest will end with .symbaloo.com. This is a static link that will not change, that will allow you to share multiple web mixes and resources, as you see here, within a single link. So you don't have to share individual web mixes using different links for each of them. You can have one domain, share one link. And the beauty of this is that you can set that as a student start page, as a bookmark. You can set these domains, these web spaces, as start pages in all of your student devices, whether in the classroom, throughout an entire school, or they can save them on their computers at home to quickly access any of the resources that you've put together for them. So they act as great curated start pages for different environments. Now let's talk about how you can register for an account. You can just go to symbaloo.com at the top, and you can click sign up here on the right. And there, now you have all options here. Sorry, I was logged into my pro account, so it gave me two different options. But as you see here on the left-hand side, we'll get started with the personal Symbaloo accounts, where you can, again, save and organize all of your favorite websites, videos, documents, anything link-based really on Symbaloo. So let's get started. Now, to register for an account, it's very simple, very straightforward, just as you would any other, online tool or maybe even a social media page. You're simply going to provide your email address. So we'll do brian@symbaloo.com. We'll do my full name, and we'll create a password. And you can choose whether you want to receive news and updates about Symbaloo, but you must agree to our privacy policy and our terms and conditions, which you can read by clicking on any of the blue links there. Now, let me differentiate this so that way it lets me register for an account. I'll add a little more to the password to make it safe. And let's register here. So once you click the green button, it'll take you to another page. Well, actually, it'll take you directly into your account, which will provide you with this prompt here. Now, this little prompt in the front of the page allows you to go through Symbaloo and learn about some of the key features. So let's click on next slide here. You can also skip the tour if you wish to manually navigate the account yourself. But you'll see it'll show you can discover new ways to add tiles. You can complete your first webmix by adding your favorite tiles and customizing them. And you can personalize your experience there. All the personalization and the nitty-gritty details will be in a separate webinar. Again, you will also be receiving slide decks with all that information for you to refer to at a later date or later time. But you can unlock sharing features and account settings, and you must verify your email address. So even though I created this account here, I still need to log into my email account to verify my address before I can start using all of the features Symbaloo offers. So once you're ready, you'll see you have this helpful little wizard here that will guide you through the account. So it explains what a tile is. So a tile is a link to an online resource where you can click on any tile to go to that resource. So if we click on, for example, let's click on IXL here. And if I click on that, it takes me to IXL's website. Now, going back to Symbaloo, these tiles are composed of link-based resources. So anything with a link, again, from a YouTube video to a Google Doc or a website, even a PDF, really, you can create a tile. And I won't get into the nitty-gritty of it, but it's very simple. You click on Add a New Tile here, and we have this nice little tile search feature where you can type in a URL or paste, we'll do Facebook. You can paste in a link, and then it gives you options. So you can choose a different design, choose from other recommendations there, or simply click Add Tile. And you'll see there, it's that easy. Now you have your tile in Symbaloo. So that's how you get to registering a personal account. Now, let me start here to show you how to upgrade your Symbaloo personal account to a Symbaloo Pro account with Webspaces, and then we'll go through the similar process for the Pro accounts if you hadn't opened an account just yet. So in the top right of the page, you'll see your user navigation menu here, where my name is at. If I click on that, you have a few options. You can go to your profile. You can open a new Pro web space, which is what we'll be doing. And you have options to navigate through our gallery full of webmixes that other users have publicly shared for you to, find inspiration on or utilize there as templates. You have access to our Symbaloo Learning Paths tool. And you can join a group with an access code, which is a different feature for Pro, which we'll get into in another webinar. But to open up a new Pro web space, we'll click on the link there. And now we'll choose the web space and account type that will fit our learning environment. So we have two here. We have a classroom teacher account, as well as a team account, which should actually be for libraries. Terminology will be changed down the line, but this is for classrooms and libraries. So the sign-up process is actually the same for either of these accounts. And since most of you here are individual teachers or will be teaching within a classroom, we'll do a classroom account today. So we'll click on See Plan. And now you have a few more options to pick from. So you have Pro for Teachers, which is the classroom account for a single teacher. teaching, whether it's 3 to 6 classes a day, this one's for you within your classroom. If you're a library, you want to go for this one. These accounts are priced based off of usage statistics. So think of it as your cell phone data plan. There are going to be data caps and things like that, which we'll explain in the account dashboard for your Webspace there. And we also offer a free sponsored classroom account for those that don't, mind ads, but that is how we are able to offer you that account for free. So let's say we're logging in or signing up for the classroom account here. Let's try this plan. Now, if you click on that button, it'll take you to a page where you will create your teacher Webspace. Now, this little toggle button here allows you to search through an API that we've connected, which allows you to search through public school domains. So, for example, if I want to choose California, and then I can pick a school district, we'll do Adelanto, and then you can select a school. So you'll see you have a list of schools here. We don't actually manually update this list, but this is pulled from a database that has all the public schools. So we can actually add that for you through a development request if you'd like. At least I believe that's a feature. But if not, you can also toggle off the switch here at the top, and you can manually type in your school, a city, and your state. For that, we'll do it manually. We'll do Symbaloo Academy. Wow, I can't spell. Excuse me. City, we'll do, let's do Los Angeles. And then we click next. Now here is a very important step. So for free sponsored accounts, your name will appear just like that. So it'll be brianhurtado.symbaloo.com. For the paid accounts, you actually have the option to customize this. So if I wanted to do Mr. Brian's Academy, wow, Mr. Brian's Academy.symbaloo.com. And again, you can change that here. You can customize that however you like. Any capitalized or uppercase letters doesn't matter because, as you see all the URLs, it won't show any of that within the front of it there. But once you're ready, you'll click Activate My Webspace. And here it takes you to a page where you actually have to determine your subscription type. So one thing that I do want to mention is that all Symbaloo Pro Webspaces do come with a free 30-day trial. We do not ask for payment information up front. If you wish to go and start for free and use the demo, you'll simply click on Get Started for free. If you do wish to purchase ahead of time, you have multiple options. So you may have a promo code, which you can click on the option here and type in the promo code. If you want to pay for a yearly subscription, you do save a little bit of money there. So you'll pay up front, which is a one-time payment for the year. And we do also have a monthly recurring subscription for teachers at $5 a month. And you can click on this little toggle to kind of show you some of the information regarding the account. Teacher 1 month, this one's for 12 months, and so forth. But for example, let's do the 1-year subscription, and I'll show you what it looks like if you are looking to pay ahead. So you can see the payment portal. Here, you have your contact information. You can add a phone number, and then you add your billing information. So this is also an important step. I know whether you're working at a school organization, you might have somebody else paying for your account, or you may be getting reimbursed, or you simply just want somebody else to handle the payment for your account. This is important. You can add your billing contact here. So whether that's whether that's somebody else, you can type in, we'll put Anthony. Let's say my brother wants to do this. You can change the email address, add a phone number, and then we'll add the billing address. Type in a zip code. Let's see if it registers this, and we'll continue to payment. And just as you would expect, you have multiple pay options. You can use Alipay, or you can click on a credit card option to insert your credit card payment information. More payments will just take you back to the option screen here. But you'll type in your information, and down at the bottom, this little, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you'll see a pay button that'll ask you to confirm your payment. Your account will be charged, and then you'll log into your account just as we did on the personal. But so you can see what the full login process looks like. I'll go back to the sponsored. We'll just pick some schools and districts here to get through with the process. As you see, the sponsored one doesn't give you the option. It just has your name there, and then we'll click start. This is what you'll then see once you pay for your account. It'll invite or welcome you to your pro account. It'll give you some information, such as using tiles to add helpful links to websites, organizing your resources in Webmixes, and more. And when you're ready, you'll click on that Get Started button. And that's how you go through the payment process for your Symbaloo Pro webspace there. Let's discuss a little bit about accessing the dashboard. Now, I mentioned that Symbaloo Pro accounts with Webspaces are subscriptions, and you may need to go in there to check your account usage or whether you want to upgrade or even renew your account. So to do so, what you'll do, you'll see all of your Webspaces appear within the navigation bar here on the left-hand side. Let me explain a little bit. So you have the Symbaloo logo here. If you click on that, nothing really happens there, but you have My Webmixes, a list of the Webmixes that you've created right below the logo. So you'll see all of the Webmixes that you've added. They'll appear at the top within your Webmix tab section. You can search for them, and you can add a Webmix, navigate the gallery, and use a little bit of a quick start feature, which we'll cover in another webinar. But to get to your Symbaloo Pro webspace and its account dashboard, we'll click on Webspace there. You see it'll ask you to publish your first Webmix. But what we're doing here is we're going down to the Webspace dashboard. Now, if you click on that, it'll take you to the dashboard. You'll find another prompt if you're a new user or very new to this account, haven't visited the page. You'll see this pop up here. So we want to learn more. We want to learn a little more about the dashboard. So here on the far right at the top, you have a Manage Your Invoices section where you can access your subscription and billing information for this particular Webmix. Next, you actually have a logo customization feature where you can brand your Webspace. Maybe it's still logged into mine over here. Actually, it might not be, but nope, it's logged into the new one. But where you see the Symbaloo logo at the top, you'll actually be able to upload your own personal logo and kind of customize your account there for your students or your school, depending on how you wish to use it there. You have Webspace users, so you can actually add users to specify the content access for these individuals or groups. We have a groups feature within the Pro Webspaces that allows you to differentiate that content and publish content to a private folder in a way, or a private group. And you need to add users. They need to have an email address to access it, but that's what this section is for here. You can also add collaborators for your Webmixes, as I mentioned earlier. Now we have a new feature here, which is the child safe mode. And I'll read this to you here. Activate the setting if your Webspace serves children under the age of 13. This is very important. So this disables some functionality on the website on Symbaloo, but it ensures compliance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act here within the US. And what that does is, again, Symbaloo is free. We do have ads on our free accounts, and whether you want to make it a little more child safe, that is what this feature is for. So you can toggle that on to ensure that the ads are also very curated, very child friendly. We work with our advertising partners to ensure that no explicit content is fed through the ad banners that we have. So you have some peace of mind there for your students. And here up at the top, you have the subscription details. So you see what plan you're on. Here we are on a free plan with ads. If you click on more info, it'll take you to the overview here. For the different plan types, you have the option to upgrade to the teacher classroom account and more. Gives you a little more information on these accounts. You have your custom domain there at the top. You have your subscription dates. So you'll see that it started today and it ends November 30th of, actually, this is next month, but, or in November, I'm sorry. But with these free accounts, you actually need to renew them every 3 months. So you log in and it'll basically ask you to extend for the Pro Webspace, and you can go ahead and do that here within your dashboard. On the right side, you have an option to renew your subscription. So here, if you do want to upgrade, you can click on the little drop-down menu here, and you can pay for the annual subscription at $49 or pick the monthly, which is $5 a month. And you'll simply click upgrade your subscription, and it'll take you through that payment process that I showed you just a bit ago. So that is how you go through and access your dashboard. If you want a quick way to simply access only your invoices, I mean, you can navigate to your dashboard and click on Manage Your Invoices, which will take you to the invoice overview page. If you do have a paid account or have paid for any Webspaces in the past, you'll see open invoices and past invoices here. For some of those organizations that do need access to our W-9, you can get it here to submit that to your, the payment office there. But to quickly access this here without having to navigate through the dashboard, I clicked on the wrong thing there. You'll simply click on your Webspace icon on the left and click subscription and billing down here on the bottom left. And that'll take you directly to a subscription page where you have, again, just a little bit of the same information, and you can access your past invoices there. Now, to pay for an invoice, again, open invoices will appear here. You'll see a green little button that'll say pay with the invoice information, a number, and it'll go through that same payment process, for paying for your account. So it's very easy, very straightforward, all paid online. I know that there are some schools and districts or even classrooms that may get reimbursed by their admins or their schools for purchasing an account. Symbaloo does mainly accept credit cards, but we also take checks if you can't or are unable to pay with a credit card. For these, though, there is a standard and flat $25 service handling fee. So that will be handled within the communication of your upgrade or your renewal. Otherwise, you can simply come into your account, log in, access your dashboard, and then go through paying your invoices this way. So that is basically it. Again, these webinars are meant to be very short and digestible, mainly on topic for certain things, just so everyone has time to digest the information again. But this is it. This is it for Symbaloo PRO with Webspaces, the personal accounts, how to register, get into an account, and how to upgrade there. So I'll go through the chat here and see if anyone has any questions that, any concerns. Let's go through here. Okay. Let me go down the list. So I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Angie, Conan, you ask, does the billing address allow foreign addresses? I don't have a state or a zip code. It does. If you do have any trouble with that, you can always reach out to us. So I'm going to type in here our support. You can just email us at, or actually go to our support at enhelp. Geez, can't type today. enhelp.symbaloo.com, or email us directly at feedback@symbaloo.com. We'll get you some help if you're having trouble paying or renewing your accounts. All this information will be in an email followed by this webinar that will have a video replay as well as a slide deck showing you everything that we covered with a little more information. And yeah, again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and we'll get you some help there. So thank you for the question, and apologies if I misread your name or said your name wrong. Donna, on to the next question. You state, I am a retired teacher. Can I still get a teacher account? Yes, you absolutely can. So this is, again, they're stated more so for usage. So it's, again, teacher accounts offer so much traffic. We have to handle the traffic that comes to your page. So if you do want to get a teacher account at $5 a month or pay for the $50 a year account, you can absolutely do so. Again, these are just meant for traffic to handle a single teacher in a single classroom environment, whether you're rotating through a few classes, 3 to 6 classes a day. So feel free to sign up for that. You can also try the 30-day demo at no cost. We don't ask for that billing information up front, as you saw me register for the Pro sponsored one. And you can kind of gauge your traffic there. And if you do want to update later down the road, you can do so. So probably the better option, unless you just want to get it over with. We'll always help you out down the road. So thank you for the question. Alrighty, so it looks like that might be it on the questions. One thing that I did want to mention is that for those of you that did join today, we do also offer certificate of attendances that or certificates of attendance that offer or allow you to submit to add for your PD hours or anything like that. It'll be a 30-minute certificate. So feel free to reach out to us. You can respond to the email that you'll get after the webinar. Yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to use that email that I shared. You can also look up our support online, how to contact us. But yeah, there's actually one more question that came in here that's pretty important that I want to address once again. Angie, you ask, are the ads student appropriate? So they are. So for the most part, again, we never try to push out ads that are not appropriate. We want this tool to be safe for everyone to use. We don't do anything explicit. Some states and different areas are a little more, are a little more aware, kind of concerned of the type of content that's there. So for example, if there's an ad for body spray or sunscreen for, the sun, and maybe there's like an exposed shoulder or something like that, it's just body parts, maybe anything explicit, but things like that may appear, suntan lotion, things like that, maybe not that per se, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say is that there's nothing explicit, nothing intentionally vulgar, but that child safe mode for the Pro web spaces, which is available on our free accounts as well as the paid accounts, is there for you to more so narrow down the type of ads that do appear. But again, that comes with a compromise. You'll lose a little bit of feature and functionality with Symbaloo in regards to logging in and things like that for your students. So please feel free to reach out to us if you have any more questions, and we'll be happy to elaborate on that and help you out to make sure that you can use the tool. So yeah, that will conclude today's webinar. If you have any more questions, again, feel free to reach out to us at feedbackus@symbaloo.com, and keep an eye out for that email. You'll receive the slide deck, again, with all the information to contact us and more. So thank you again for joining. I really appreciate your time, and hope everyone has a great day. Stay safe and be well. See you on the next one.